How's it going, everybody? So, I have the video of the day. It's going to be a bit shorter than yesterday's, but so if you noticed, carburetor's gone. New tank, new fuel lines, have a shut-off valve right in here. Fuel pump was not working. This uses the vacuum off of the crankcase to pump fuel through. It wasn't working. I had a spare one, put it on, it started pumping fuel, which was great. But the carburetor was completely, I should have, here's the carburetor here. I should have taken a video before I chemical bathed it, because this thing was really, really bad. I had a spare O-ring. Focus. Close. I had a spare O-ring because when I took the float bowl off, it fell apart. So gas comes in the nozzle, fills up the bottom bowl, and the vacuum from the intake sucks it through the carb through the jets. Here's a bolt, the bolt from the bottom. And that'll give you an idea about what it looked like when I took it apart, and it was nasty. So, let's put this thing back together. Ren and Stimpy. Who doesn't love Ren and Stimpy? So I'm gonna clean this out a little bit more, spray it out, clean it up, put it back on, and see if we can get it to fire. I'll be back just a second. So I have the carburetor on. Check it out. And she runs like a beast. This thing sounds like a Harley. You want to hear it? I'm going to turn on the fuel. And get up here. Foot on the brake. Shuts off with the key. Oh man, it's that loud. That is because I have to weld up the exhaust. See the exhaust down here? It's all cut. That's because the muffler wouldn't fit. Two different motors, so I got to do a little welding to get that to fit. But there's a problem. Let me start this up, get the gas out of it. Okay. Key off. So I didn't hit the gas to get the gas out of it. Problem is we got gas coming up in here. It needs a needle and a seat, which will let me show you how a carburetor kind of works. So the carburetor's got to get torn apart. Needle and seat. Now parts for this motor for some reason are absolutely ridiculous. Like a fuel shutoff valve. Most expensive one I've ever seen was like $44, okay? That one was 168 bucks. So the motor he brought me was like the Bentley of motors. Parts are expensive. But I'm hoping a needle and seat. Hopefully it's a common part that they used in a lot of different ones, so it'll be cheaper. But yeah, so needle and seat's going to go in. She'll run. I got to rip the motor off to get the cover back on, all that fun stuff. Weld up the exhaust, put the pulley in, put the deck together. And I think she's done because she's running good. Runs like a Harley. Heard it. But yeah, guys, another video. You know what? I'll keep that in this video. It's all going together. It's fuel system stuff. So needle and seat. We'll be back. All right, my beautiful people. I'm going to have to end the video here. This video is going to continue. The carburetor, you're just going to have to check back. Another video will pop up. The needle and seat. Dude, I don't know what it is with this motor. It's like $75. I jumped over the local dealers and went right to the manufacturer and saved the guy like 45 bucks, 35 bucks, something like that. But yeah, the parts on this thing are ridiculous. The last needle and seat I did on a riding mower was 12 bucks. It's going to be $45 plus shipping. It only comes in a whole rebuild kit. Kohler, that's not cool, man. Kohler engines. But, so we'll come back to the fuel systems. This will have a second part video where I tear down the carb, rebuild it, so you guys will get a cool video out of that. So for now, there'll be videos coming up. The motor's got to come out. We're going to do some welding. We're going to get the deck all buttoned up. We're pretty much going to get all the little stuff done now and get it all put back together. And the needle and seat is the carb rebuild kit's coming from the East Coast. So it's going to be a week or two. So hopefully this thing will be all buttoned up and done. I'll show you all of that. Yeah, and then when needle and seat show up, I'll rebuild the carb, and that should be it. She'll be done. So time to take the motor out and stuff, but that'll be for another video. Again, if you guys ever have questions, I know what it's like, you know, having to do stuff at home and to be on a budget. So I do tech calls. So I'm more than happy to try and help people out over the phone. If it's too much, you don't want to mess with it, bring it on down and check it out. To me, if you're local in the area, if not, I mean, there's always that guy, okay? Here's a good informational part. There's always a small mom and pop shop, repair shop, somewhere in a town, okay? I mean, unless you're really out in the boonies, and some of the guys I work with are way out there, but that are way cheaper than your commercial lots. You know, so if they do just repairs, one thing, you need to ask them, do you sell new mowers? Okay, if they say yes, they are contracted with either Toro, Honda, whatever, and half the time they won't work on your stuff because they make more money selling new stuff. They'll say, oh, it's not fixable, all that. Those guys will rip you off. You want the mom and pop shop that's not contracted with any brand or selling new stuff. If they sell used stuff, that's okay. That means they're taking broken stuff, fixing it, refurbishing it, and selling it. New stuff. You know, so if you're not here locally, I'll be happy to help you out. Give me a call. More than happy to help. If not, find your mom and pop shop, not your commercial lots, and they'll save you a lot of money. Those guys do like to do what they do. I love what I do. I don't charge a lot. For me, it's volume, okay? I cut my other local guys, and I'm sorry if you've seen this. I love you guys. They do good work. I've worked with them many times in the past. They're good people, but I cut them in half, okay, price-wise. So, but to do that and to make a living and take care of my family, I need you to like and subscribe for one. Number two is I do it by volume, okay? I have the best prices in town. I keep a good flow coming through. Do good work, be honest, don't rip people off. Keep that volume up, and that's how I pay my bills, you know. Try and get my kids prepared for the future, and my son, you know, or my daughter, maybe they'll both take over the shop one day. So, but yeah, next video, I think we'll be tearing the motor out of that bad boy. Get the motor out, we'll clean up the exhaust. I'll fit the exhaust first, actually. We'll fit the exhaust up and maybe spot weld it in place before we take the motor off so we know where we need to weld. Put some casing and stuff back on, and we'll start getting her buttoned up. The owner's getting happy because he knows a lot of progress has happened on it. I've had it for a while. We've waited on parts, waited on the motor. Definitely some hiccups on the way. The motor, we were told, was running when he bought it, which it technically ran. But, yeah, carb needs to be rebuilt. I'm redoing the valve cover gaskets, a few other things, because, you know, this guy's bringing it up to his cabin in the middle of nowhere. The last thing I want is for him to have it and it break on him up there. It'll be bad, especially with how much work's gone into this. So, you know, got to do it right the first time. Keep him happy. He's a great guy. So, yeah, all right, you guys, enjoy your evening. Thanks for letting me be part of the community. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you tomorrow on the next video.